right, so for the examples of the benefits of using social media as news, um, I just want to kind of to elaborate on this slide because there is a lot to it. The first example that I kind of thought was relevant was when 9/11 happened. When 9/11 happened, the spread of what happened over in New York, it did kind of permeate pretty quickly through social media. Back then, social media wasn't as advanced as it is today. So, between pictures and just simple text posts, people were able to see what happened a lot quicker than they would have on the news. Um, Again, going back to the Belgian terror attack in Brussels, another feature that Facebook has added in terms of kind of helping out these kind of disasters that occur is the Facebook check-in for safety reasons. Back again in 9/11, when there were people who weren't found missing, people had no idea where they were. They were trying to get in contact with them, and that can all be very difficult, especially through that very emotional process. But Facebook has made it easier by adding that check-in feature where you simply log in and you can check in that you are safe after some kind of disaster as these, and that helps family members and friends kind of receive that information that you're all right. Another really, really relevant example to us here in Valpo is Paul Oren on the Valpo basketball. Paul Oren has a Twitter account, and he was tweeting pretty often when Bryce Drew's announcement of possibly leaving Valpo was kind of made available to the public. So again, he kind of started talking about his inside sources, what he was hearing, maybe some possible other universities Coach Drew was looking to be a part of. And before ESPN or Valpo could even touch this matter and kind of address the students or address the public, he was providing, possible coaching replacements, possible salary increase for Coach Drew way before they were. So that's another really big benefit of social media, especially Twitter in this instance, as a benefit, because we are able to have that kind of information the moment it happens. And then the last kind of benefit that I wanted to talk about is kind of special interest news. It just kind of provides that opinion base, that maybe a little bias isn't too much of a harmful thing when it comes to reporting the news. It is always good to kind of have your balanced review of what's going on or just purely facts, but bias and information in the way it's reported can kind of open up your mind in terms of how you can receive this information. I use an example below. In one of our links, it kind of talks about political polarization in social media. And I think it's a good example because it kind of talks about how we live in these social media bubbles, and some people may tend to look, in this instance, at more political liberal news. Maybe some people tend to look at more conservative political news, but I think it's important maybe to look at both sides because, every story has its two sides, and it's hard to find that medium and that middle ground when you're reporting on news. So these are just a few of the very many examples of the benefits that social media has as becoming a major and primary news source.